Shalom and welcome to Two Mitzvot Torah. This show is entitled Now, When We're at War with Our Enemies and There's Internal Peace. Let's go ahead and work out all of our arguments in the proper, civilized way. So let's talk about arguments in Klal Yisrael. Secular studies. So Haredi world. Once you get to high school, that's it for secular studies. Yeshiva Katana, Yeshiva Gedola, full-time learning. Get married, learn ideally for life, or at least as many years as possible. And the YU world, the Tilami world, no, there's going to be secular studies along the way. How do you look at the Medina Israel? Is it a great bracha? Is it not a bracha? Is it a geula? Joining the army, Tzal. All these arguments that flare up over the last 75 years, and even before and around the world, why don't we go ahead and solve them now? And there's such an easy way to solve all these arguments. ROV. There's halacha v'rov acharei rabim latot. It's a pasuk in Mishpatim. It's a mitzvah d'oraisa. You go after ROV. Why don't we just look at all these arguments? Harabayit's another big argument. Let's just look at ROV poskim. What do the majority of poskim say in each of these areas? Regarding secular studies, regarding Medina Israel, regarding Tzahal, regarding Harabayit. And then, Baruch Hashem, instead of everyone fighting with each other when it's not war, we'll have a clear discussion and have a clear psak in all these areas, and we know what to do. Just go by ROV. So, it might sound like a simple solution. It's a fantasy to think that everyone's going to all get together and work this out and just go by ROV, and the one who is in the minority is going to agree to the majority. But let's say theoretically, shouldn't ROV majority be koveya? So we have to take a look in Peis Yosef, Choshe Mishpat, at the end of Siman Yud Gimel. Take a look at the Sefer Chinuch Minchas Chinuch Ayin Ches and Pashas Mishpatim. We have to take a look at Chazon Ish, Yoredeya, Yachos Kavod Arav, and they all say the same thing. ROV is you have a Sanhedrin, based in where you have everyone sitting together, and the language they use is Masa Umatan Panim El Panim. The rabbis are all around in the same room talking to each other face to face. And the Sanhedrin, for example, comes out with a conclusion after hearing each other argument for hours, days, weeks, whatever the topic may be, and they come to a conclusion after hearing all the discussions back and forth. Then you can have the concept of ROV. You have a rabbi around the world over there, another rabbi around the world over there. And unfortunately, may not even be dialogue with each other. Maybe they're reading each other's Sfarah, maybe not. And even if they are, it's not Masa Umatan Panim Al Panim, negotiating dealings face to face. You don't have that. You don't have that proper setting. Then there's no concept of a ROV that's binding. So yes, Mishnah Berurah of Rav Yosef might use the concept of ROV when they're writing the tshuvas, and say if there's no clear psak, well, we'll go with the ROV muchlat of the poskim in this way, that way. It's not binding. So every salvation has every right to set up Yeshiva University or to perpetuate his Masorah. And Rav Yehuda Kook has his ideas of Zionism. And he was a gadol and Rav Kook, his father, and they're koveya. And Rav Lichtenstein is going to koveya his understanding of the yeshiva setting up army and learning together. And no one could say, no, you didn't go by the ROV. No, we're going to go through the sugya. I pray for the day that we're all going to be together and we're going to be able to have Masa Umatan Panim Panim, where you can argue, Gedolim of all types can argue and discuss. Until that day happens, for now, each Gadol and each group is going to go ahead and learn the sugya, understand the sugya, whatever the sugyas that I mentioned, and more. And each Shavit is going to hopefully follow that Masorah of their posek and hopefully be able to respect other poskim who may have, and other shvatim that may have different approaches. Shalom.